Welcome back for another Total War
you,
video
man.
with
Thank
the
you.
Terminator.
The
Of all the
Terminator,
Total
thank you,
War
man.
games, Empire is definitely one of, if not the most ambitious in the series. It was the first iteration of the brand new Warscape engine that we
still use that today, I believe. We still use that today. I almost preferred the medieval Total War engine where units actually collided, because you see it especially in Troy. I got Troy for free via Epic Games, and it doesn't look as good, in my opinion, as the battle in Medieval 2 Total War, which came out in like 2008.
And from the visually stunning naval combat or the gunpowder skirmishes of the battles to the awesome new technology trees,
hold on, let me
combat
take
or
a
the
look at that
gunpowder
tech tree.
skirmishes of the battles to the awesome.
That looks, that's so good. That looks like Fire by Rank much earlier up in the tech tree. That's a very good change, because normally it's down here, which in my opinion makes no sense at all, man.
New technology trees. Getting into this
here.
game for the first time when it released was just an amazing time, but it did
100%.
have its issues. The AI often didn't know how to use the systems it came with, and it is generally everyone's first complaint about the game. The Warscape engine, while decent enough for ranged combat, showed its issues when it came to melee scuffle.
Hold on, let me... 1080, man, 1080. 1080 or nothing, man. Come on.
And just from a will this game run properly perspective.
Look at that. Look at that. That looks so good. I need to take a look at this mod, man. This looks like Darth mod, but better. Look at the portraits here, man. All the portraits seem to have been updated. Like here we have Here we have a British general. Look at this.
And
that looks so refined. And look at this. That is so cool. You have the Hagia Sophia there.
Run properly perspective, it was quite unstable compared to other titles. Luckily, though, we have the passionate modding community that have worked for years to make it an absolute gem of a game. Today's spotlight is on one such mod that, while has been years in the making,
yes. That is so good. Events like that, when you have story-driven events where you can make choices, that's also great. That's like straight out of Paradox. That's what makes Crusader Kings 2 so good, in my opinion.
Recently been made publicly available. Empire Total War II may still have a little while to go to match up the likes of Darth Mod or Imperial Splendor, but in today's video, I'm going to show you all its unique features and why you definitely need to check it out.
The uniforms are
so let's get started.
As well, right?
With over 2,500 unique units, over 30.
Did you hear that? 2,500, man. What's in the original Empire Total War 2? Or Empire Total War, sorry. I would, just pure guessing, I would probably say 200-300 units possibly. So the team behind this, man. And look at this. Look at this amazing job. This is why you need mods for games. As long as there is a strong modding community, a game can live forever. Look at Mountain Blade Warband, for example. This mod is Empire Total War 2, and it's great. Bruh. It's just Darth Maul, but way better. From what I can see, look at this. Even the start screen here is touched up. I haven't read the nation's descriptions enough to know if they've updated that as well, but it wouldn't surprise me if this incredible modding team has like updated the nation descriptions as well.
39 playable factions, including some unlocked factions from the base game, to improved campaign and battle AI, to new gameplay mechanics like diseases, disasters, and unique event messages and dilemmas. Empire Total War II does some pretty amazing stuff for the game, and the essential objective here is to make it a bit closer to what we could imagine an Empire 2 to be like, with historical accuracy and great new gameplay mechanics. In the campaign, one of
what you can't overhaul though is
accuracy
what you can't overhaul is the awkward unit system here. Look at this formation of pikemen, and look at this charge, man. It's something that you would need an Empire 2 Total War to touch up, I think. Like, this is just the engine being engine. Every time I play sea battles when I was about to win, the game crashed. That's usually what happens though, isn't it? Every time you have something's going super well for you in any game, the game will freeze and just totally shit on you. Let's see, the map looks very pog.
Great
Yeah,
new gameplay
everything
mechanics.
looks super good
In
here.
the campaign, one of the biggest and most immersive additions is the events and dilemmas.
This is
Every
gonna be
turn
so
you'll
good.
get these unique
This is gonna be
messages
so,
on the
so
top
good.
left corner of your screen that range from giving you a faction-specific mission to telling you there's a political conspiracy within
that's
your
good.
cabinet. These messages give you a direction in your economic development, your political situation, as well as expansionary policy, which
100%. 100%. My two favorite Total War games are Medieval 2 Total War and Empire Total War. What Medieval 2 has, I haven't played many of the newer ones, so I'm sure some of them probably do have it, but the mission system in Medieval 2 Total War, just amazing. For every single faction, you always have missions. It's something driving. It's, there's a clear goal. In Medieval 2, it's of course expansion, but with Empire Total War here, if they were to make a second one, and even in this, I'm guessing it could be like get a trade route with the United States, perhaps. Maybe get map information from, I don't know, the Ottomans, something like that. Like not only expansionist but diplomatic missions as well. I think will be so good. Now these days I play Empire with Empire 2 mod. Yeah. After the stream, man, the first thing I'm doing is probably go to the bathroom, but the thing after that is download Empire 2 Total War mod. This is gonna be great.
You don't need to do, but just add some much needed flavor to Empire as you play out your campaign. The mod also comes with the ever popular Verdansk Disease mod. VDM is an absolute beast that adds things like random smallpox, cholera, or flu
That's
outbreaks.
gonna be so
it adds
realistic,
a chance
though.
of fleets
Very
hitting
historically
storms
accurate.
in the open sea in transit, disasters like earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, as well as a reworked trait system for your ministers, actual inflation, proper religion and cultures, and more, all of which
I'm
have
actually
large
almost getting
impacts across your
goosebumps, man.
faction and the way you
This
play your
sounds
game.
amazing.
A lot of the work on the campaign comes directly from VDM, so if you're familiar with
Did I see conspiracy?
play your game,
Is there like internal politics
a
here
lot
as
of the
well?
work on the campaign
Hold on. Conspiracy mode is turned off. There's so many features here. There's so many features. Thank you so
comes
much
directly
for
from
the
VDM.
mod
So if you're
team here.
familiar
Holy
with it,
moly.
you'll be right at home here in Empire Total War
Mustafa.
2. And if
Mustafa.
you've never heard of it, then prepare yourself for an Empire with loads more to play with. And then there's the AI, and playing as both Great Britain and the Ottoman Empire, there were multiple occasions where the AI was more challenging than in vanilla, often invading my lands, responding to my invading armies, and being proactive on the diplomacy
That's what
side
you
as
want.
well. There's obviously the question of whether
Mod
any
team
of
needs
these
a
new
patch,
systems
100%.
and mechanics
Every mod team, I'm sure that a lot of modders, if they just were to work for AAA studios and just give away their creative freedoms, would be millionaires, man. I'm 100% convinced. 100%. These people are so talented. The thing with modders, right? They don't do it for the money, They don't do it for the money. They do it because they're super passionate about what they're modding, the mod they're making. And that's why mods are just so good. It sounds very cringe, it sounds very said many times, but they're made with love. They're actually made with love.
especially from VDM, actually affect the AI behavior, and I'm not 100% convinced, to be honest. But at the very least, much like
Look at
Darth
the
Mod or
portraits,
other
man.
major
Those are
mods
so
for
good.
Empire, the AI does seem a bit smarter about its decision making. Also, it's definitely worth mentioning that as well as the usual factions, we've also got loads of unlocked factions like Savoy, the Barbary States, Cherokee Nations, or Persia. All of these factions have new units, unique faction events and messages, and despite the outdated descriptions for them here, they are actually playable. I've had a gander at Savoy, for example, which has a brilliant unit roster, a very cool starting position, and swiftly got into a war with France, which has been a lot of fun. All of these together, from new mechanics and systems.
I think once you get to a stage in any game, you're very good at the game, man. You're very good at the game. So being able to play minors like this is just very good, very good. It makes it challenging for more experienced players.
Great new factions and unit rosters, and what seems like a proactive and even at times aggressive AI means that yes, Empire Total War 2 does have a decent campaign to get into. There may be some balance issues here and there between factions and rosters, the research rate might be a bit too long for some people, and there may be some bugs still yet to iron out.
Fair enough. It's
all in all, the campaign is a really fun time. And then there are the impressive battles, to say the least. First and foremost, we have new sound and visual effects, including new music, which comes from a variety of sources that does a really good job of hyping you up. The gunshot and cannon fire has been redone to sound more realistic and impactful. The smoke effects as well have seen a visual overhaul that looks awesome, and even the cries of your men dying in the battlefield has been done a bit more justice. And then of course we have the new 2,500 units across every playable faction. Some have been brought over from other mods like Darth Mod, AUM, and Imperial Destroyer, with their permission of course, while others are completely new, done from the ground up. And to be honest, the mod does a really good job of combining the best of all of these mods and meshes them up to make it all look and play really good. You can tell there's been some serious effort to make each faction feel unique and make battles feel engaging and interesting to look at, especially with the sheer number of units to unlock and technologies. You're constantly discovering new units to play with in the campaign, and it makes a big difference in your battles. Finally, Empire Total War II does claim that battle AI is improved, and for the most part, I have to agree. Both in the naval and land battles that I've played so far, there is more AI.
With a mod, like I've never done anything harder than like Scratch projects. You know the website Scratch with the little orange cat? I've never done anything more complicated than that. How do you upgrade an AI is my question. How in the world do you upgrade an AI? I thought that would be like I'm guessing it's not if they upgraded the AI, but I thought that would be like ingrained in the engine, no? I don't know anything about programming, but that's if they've managed to upgrade the AI, oh, I'm all in, man. I'm all in.
Aggression and smarter decisions. There are still occasions where a unit is doing something random or not doing anything at all until the very last second when I'm shooting at them. But overall, the AI is either a lot more defensive when on the back foot or a lot more aggressive when it thinks it has an edge or superior numbers. Battles in this mod are decently done, guys, so it definitely gets the box ticked in my books. At the end of the day, Empire Total War II is at a great start here to being a really good mod for Empire. There's some impressive looking units, great replayability across the factions, brilliant additions to campaign gameplay mechanics, nicely done music to bring it all to life, and an AI that at times is more impressive than in vanilla. It may not be as good as Darth Mod or Imperial Splendor just yet, but it's definitely getting there. Update 2.0 for the mod was just released as well a few days ago, which stabilizes the mod quite a bit and fixes lots of bugs and crash issues, but the installation can be a bit confusing. So before ending the video here, I'm just going to go through a very...
Okay, thank you. I'm not going to look at the installation. I'll put the link in chat, and check this video out. Big shout out to the Terminator for this. I'm definitely installing this mod after... the stream. At the moment, ladies and gents, we're playing Darth Mod. Where's my chat? How do I put it in chat? Here. Check this guy out, man. Give him a like. Give him a sub. That is so good. Empire Total War II, the mod.
Uh-oh, you're not subscribed to the Gustav Prates channel. Subscribe right now.